welcome to Edinburgh Castle.
We're students from Bathgate Academy and we're making this film to get insight into what it's like to work in tourism
and the most visited paid attraction in Scotland.
We wanted to hear from some of the people who work here to find out about their roles and how they got to where they are.
Okay, I am Emma Bowie. I'm the Regional Visitor and Community Manager for Edinburgh Region. I'm based at Edinburgh Castle. Well, I did social history at university. So when I left school, I went to university, studied for 4 years, and then through the course of my degree, I knew I wanted to work in tourism. So when I left university, I was looking around a few different options, and Edinburgh Castle was one of the places that were advertising for roles at that time. So I knew I wanted to work in the tourism industry. Where better to work than Edinburgh Castle. I started as a seasonal retail assistant, so I worked in our main gift shop, the Portcullis gift shop. I worked there for 6 months, and then I got a secondment role in the events team after that. Worked in that role for about 6 months to a year, and then got another events role that was permanent. So I did that job for about 3 years or so. So that was events and recruitment officer was my job at the time. So quite a varied scope of work that I was leading on. From there I got my first management role. That was in 2017. So that was, my role was events and castle guides manager. So I did that role from 2017 until 2022. And in 2022 I got my current role as regional visitor and community manager. Favourite part of the job, I think, is probably just the number of people that we see from all across the world. So, you know, Edinburgh Castle is one of the most visited sites in Scotland, so one of the most popular visitor attractions that people come specifically to Scotland to see. So people from all over the UK, all over the world, America, Australia. So I think that's it for me, is seeing people, you know, work up to a really big trip, come to Edinburgh Castle and make sure that they're having the best possible experience when they're here. Ooh, I think one of the most difficult parts is time and how much demand there is on my time. So a really important thing for me is making sure that I manage my diary appropriately. I delegate what I can, so making sure that if there's something that a member of my team can successfully lead on without me, is making sure that they have that opportunity. Yeah, so just generally being really strict with how I manage my time and how I allocate my week and my slots in my diary accordingly. One of my favourite interactions was with a visitor who I think had come off a cruise ship, and we were at the 1 o'clock gun and we were having a chat, and she came up to me and said, "Excuse me, is this Dublin?" And I said, "No, ma'am, you're in Edinburgh, you're at Edinburgh Castle right now." I would say bring all the enthusiasm that you can to a job like this, because it's something that visitors pick up on. You know, if you're enthusiastic and you're engaging, they'll totally pick up on that and give that back. So that would be my first thing. Secondly, I would say bring a growth mindset. So look at things, you know, what can you learn from an experience rather than what is difficult at the time with that experience. Yeah, like a lot about what can you learn and what can you bring to a situation to make it better.